Hey guys, today we are going to take a look at the most recent Walmart Marvel Legends exclusive, the Ultimate Spider-Man Vulture 2-pack. So let's take a quick look at packaging, and we've got our window box here with both characters front and center, Spider-Man, Vulture. We've got our Walmart sticker, still a standard Marvel Legends type box though. You've got some artwork on the side for Vulture. We've got a shot of the figures, and then we've got Spider-Man on the other side. So we're gonna pop these guys out and take a closer look. All right, so here they are out of the packaging, and I am honestly kind of surprised that I bought this. I wasn't expecting to buy it, but when I saw it in the store, I kind of realized that, might as well. Either that or I just can't control myself when it comes to finding new toys, whether or not I want them or not. So either way, we've got it. We're going to take a look at it. And I actually don't have any kind of red suit Spider-Man, so I figured this is a good start. And I love the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, so I'm pretty partial to this one. And I also like this design of Vulture. That's not to say that they're perfect figures or anything, but they're all right. And we're going to take a look at them. And I want to start with Vulture first and pull Spidey out of here. So Vulture here, this isn't like the classic Vulture. This is Ultimate Vulture, so he's got a different design. He's also not a really old guy either, so he doesn't have, the features that make him look incredibly old. He's not a kid. He's not Peter Parker's age, but he's also not old. Overall, I think this is a halfway decent design. I'm relatively pleased with it, but there are a few little things that kind of bug me about it. The first of which is the fact that the head is seated way too high on the neck. And I'm almost going to give it a bit of a pass, but at the same time not, because he's obviously a flying character. So if you put him on any kind of flying stand, you can get his head to go back really far, and that looks pretty good if he's flying. But this is a Marvel Legends. It does not come with that stand, so I can't say that that's the intention of the designers. It's just that that disc, I think, is really, really high up. So it gives you great range of motion. If you want to display him like that, you can, but it looks kind of weird. His head is pretty high up on that neck. But let's go over kind of the basics real quick. So obviously head spins all around. You saw that. Arm can go all the way up and out. It would be able to go, backwards just fine, but the wings are going to get in the way. Bicep swivel. We got double jointed elbows, which is standard. We have got rotation and a hinge on these wrists. We do have an ab crunch, but it doesn't really do a great deal. That's as far forward as he'll go, and he's not going to go back much more than that. The waist swivels. The legs can go out about that far. We do have a thigh cut. We've got double jointed knees. We just go all the way back. There is no shin or boot cut, so no swivel there. We have a rocker and a forward facing pin, and he's got a hinge there. Now the wings are obviously a big feature here. I think they're pretty cool. They look good. They're very techy, so they look nice. They aren't articulated. They aren't going to move. The way they work is that he doesn't come in the box like this. Obviously, they're packaged behind the figure. This piece here pops off, and it's like a key. So each wing fits on a specific way. Pop this off, put the wings on the key, stick the key in the back, and they're on there. They're not coming off. So that's really good. But the wings are also my second problem, and I'm not surprised by this, but it's still worth mentioning. So he is, as you would obviously expect for a figure with wings of this size, he is incredibly top and back heavy. So unless you get him in the right kind of pose, like I managed to do luckily enough here, he's going to stand up fine like this. But when I was playing around with him to pose him for that initial shot you just saw a minute ago, he was falling over left and right. So it's going to take some doing. You're going to have to play around with it. But he will stand, but he's going to fall a lot, depending on how you get him. So just be aware of that. As far as the overall sculpt goes, I like the wings. Each feather is obviously individually sculpted. There's not a lot of nice just detail on them. They look very techy, like I said. So I'm pleased with those. The head has a nice sculpt on it. He looks particularly devious, and it's kind of a generic male face, but it looks good. Not too bad there. I do like his suit, like the collar of like a vulture's. I don't know what you call that. The ruffled feathers around their neck, and then he's got the spikes on his arms. We've got the rivets on the what would be kind of a belt area. So he looks good. I think this definitely looks the part of the Ultimate Vulture. I'm very pleased with how this guy came out. He does come with an accessory, and I'm not counting the wings because I'm never going to display him without the wings. I'm not sure anybody would. He does come with an accessory, and it is this extra head. which, gotta get it on. Ooh, yeah, there we go. So this one, this is how I'm probably going to display him most of the time, is with the Ultimate Vulture helmet. And I really dig this design. I think it looks really cool. It's got that beak on there. It's got a lot of paint apps on it. We've got red, silver, light green, dark green. I think it's pretty sweet and very cool. Very techy again, because it it fits in with these wings and this overall tech inspired suit. So I'm very pleased with this. This head is nice, obviously, but I think this is just a lot cooler. It still sits a little high, but I think it manages to sit a little bit lower than this head, so it kind of looks a little more natural than just the standard unhelmeted head. So very pleased with Vulture, despite kind of the few little things, and they are little. They're pretty minor. Let's set him off to the side, and we're going to pull out Spidey. So this is Ultimate Spider-Man, so he is smaller. Well, actually, let's bring him back out. He is he's obviously a kid, but he's always been a little bit smaller than the other Spider-Men in terms of just overall size. So he's pretty small. He's not a tall character. He's not a 6-inch figure. He's 5.5 roughly, and he's pretty standard. There's not a whole lot going on here, but I do like him. I like the look. The big eyes are really what do it for me, and then we've got the Ultimate Spider type logo on the back. But it's a good figure. It's all right. I do have a few paint splotches. There's a red there, which kind of bugged the hell out of me. But overall, not bad. I am going to gripe, as usual, that he's Spider-Man, but he doesn't ever come with any webbing. So that's always a negative for me. He does come with 2 extra hands. They are, this is how he comes out of the box, 1 fist and 1 thwipping hand. And then he comes with 2 style pose hands. So these are just backwards. Let me pick him back up. I did that. He didn't fall over on his own. So let's take a quick look at articulation here. So head goes all the way around. It's on a ball and a hinge. So pretty standard. Up and down and all around for the arms. We've got a bicep swivel. We have got double jointed elbows, and we have got rotation and a hinge at that wrist. So pretty standard stuff there. He can crunch almost all the way over, and pretty decent bit backwards, waist twist. But again, like a lot of these figures that are smaller, when you twist him too far, he looks incredibly goofy, so you're not going to do that probably. Legs can go just about that far, not too far. Kick forward way high, back just a little bit. Thigh cut, of course. Double jointed knees. He does have a boot cut or shin swivel, however you want to call it. And then he has a hinge. This one is really tight though, and a rocker at the ankle. Let's try this one. Hinge. So pretty standard for a Spider-Man type character. You're going to get what you expect. I would have liked to have seen a butterfly joint on the chest and the shoulder area. I think that benefits this type of more agile character a lot better than just a standard hinge and swivel. But it's okay. He still has a lot of movement because he's got those double jointed elbows. As far as the sculpt goes, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a standard small body. The head is pretty much where I want to talk about it, because I think this head really fits this body well. I don't think it's too big. I don't think it's too small. I think these eyes are sculpted just right. They are that big Ultimate Spider-Man style, and I really like that. I'm, like I said before, big fan of the comic series. Loved that book all the way through its run. So I'm pretty pleased with how the overall figure looks. Paint-wise, obviously, like I said, got some misses here and here with some red showing through. Now, if he was, correct and didn't have those problems, I'd be pretty happy with him. Line work is good on the webbing. The spider symbol in the chest is nice. And then the spider symbol on the back is pretty good as well. We've got no bleeding on the eyes, so I'm pretty good. Pretty good overall. The only thing I've got are these 2 little blotches here. So in that regard, that's going to bug me probably, but it's a Marvel Legends. I know it happens, so it's just unfortunate that it happened to me. But at least you get to see that what could go wrong with this figure on this review. So let's take a look at both of these guys together now. All right, so overall, despite the few little nitpicky things I had to say, pretty good set. It's not bad. Obviously, they're kind of tying in with the fact that we've got the Vulture wave in the Spider-Man Homecoming series going on right now. So this is a pretty good time to release the Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimate Vulture along with it. I didn't have any issue finding this. There was a bunch at the Walmart that I went. I wasn't even looking for it. I just happened to find it. So probably not too hard to find right now. Vulture is my favorite of the two just because he has so much going for him. Got a lot more in the sculpt department, more paint, more accessories in terms of these wings and a really cool helmet. But the Spider-Man's a good Spider-Man too, so I'm very pleased with the overall look of this Ultimate Spider-Man, my two little paint blotches notwithstanding. So overall, pretty decent, and if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're probably going to want to grab them, and if you're an Ultimate Spider-Man fan, I would definitely grab them, because why the hell not? So that is going to do it for this review, everyone. As always, stay tuned for more. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time, everyone.